Everybody, it's Kristin Thompson, and you're watching the Highly Visible Entrepreneur Series. It's Friday, which means it's time to party. This is when I always wish I had a DJ somewhere like living in my house.
You need some music playing.
I know. And then I'd get in trouble for like playing copyrighted music or something. But we don't need music because I have Sherri-Lee with me today. Sherri, thank you. Sherri-Lee, I always want to call you Sherri. Sherri-Lee, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. It is so much fun to be here. And we're talking about one of my favorite topics.
Yes, and we did. We talked a little bit about Facebook earlier this week. Everybody was super pumped. So I'm kind of glad that we're ending the week on deepening that topic because so many of us are spending so much time on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
B, and getting engagement. That feels like, I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, that's been getting harder and harder. And then Facebook ads have been getting harder and harder. So I see myself freezing up. Am I freezing up for you?
You're okay. I can hear you still. Okay. You're just a little pixelated.
Okay, I'm wondering if I turn this off. I'm going to go over the sound and see if one less device helps. We'll see. So we're going to talk about Facebook today, specifically how can you engage your fan page, reactivate it, and make sure that you're getting clients along the way. So Sherri-Lee and I have known each other, I think, for a couple of years. We've known each other from this space. And she was kind enough to be willing to come on and share her expertise with all of you today. So be sure that you're saying hi in the comments down below us. And I see Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa and I have known each other for many years as well. She's awesome. Aurora is back. Good to see you, sweetie. I see Dana and Susan. Awesome. So as you're joining us, say hi below. If you'd be so kind, we're always asking if you'll share this 3 places. We will enter you to win a little prize basket, which will include a ticket to the Rise live event, which I'm super excited about. And you might even get to meet Sherri-Lee there. We'll see if we can convince
Sherri-Lee's hoping to meet you there.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome. So let me know, like, just to kind of put this in some context, like, how do you help clients? What do you do?
So, basically, the long and the short of it is I help my clients and my students, whatever you want to call them, get their 15 minutes of Facebook fame and leverage that into business growth. I mean, that's the quickest way to put it. But really, I help people use Facebook to connect with their audience, to grow a community of people that are engaged, and to do more business so that they can do whatever they want in their free time, that they have free time. I have spent years doing this, and so many people spend so much time doing this, and then they don't have the free time for their kids or travel or activities that they want to do because they're working all the time. And really, it can be so quick and easy and efficient on Facebook if you just follow some steps that work.
I love that because I think I hear you and I know that's true, but also I know that it can sometimes not feel that way, right? It can sometimes feel like we're putting a whole bunch of time and energy trying to come up with tons of content. And then it's like nobody's really seeing that content. And then we get frustrated and we give up. So I think that this training today is really going to help everyone who's watching laser in on the right kind of activities, the right way to approach this. It's really been the focus of this entire series is not just get visible, like, scamper around and be burning yourself out and try to be everywhere at once, but to do it in a very thoughtful and strategic way. What are the right platforms for you? So for everybody watching, you want to decide, where do you need to show up? Some of you should be on Instagram. A lot of you don't need to be on Instagram. You should be on LinkedIn. A lot of you don't need to be on LinkedIn. So find the right platforms for you, but then know how to use them so that you're not burning yourself out. I see that with speakers where you can go give talks and not get any clients if you don't actually understand the strategy and the structure behind doing it in a way that gets results. Today, we're going to give people that gift on Facebook because this is really where you become the expert. So first let's show people or share with people like what is possible to achieve on a Facebook page and using Facebook, even just setting aside ads. I know you're really great at doing ads as well, but just setting that aside for the moment, what should people watching know is possible?
And this is one of the things I really love about Facebook is there's a lot of people who are Facebook ads specialists, and I know a lot of people who have massive ads budgets, and I have a friend who only deals with a client who's going to have a $20,000 a month ads budget. Yes. And away they go with this huge budget. They've got everything in place that they need. They don't really need to worry about their Facebook page because they've got the money to compensate for the lack of engagement on their page. So they don't really care. They use it as a platform to run their ads through. And then there are people who have the smaller budget, and that tends to be where my heart goes because I resonate with that. I started my business when my marriage fell apart. I'm a single mom. I homeschooled my kids. I figured this all out as a way to help me raise my family and have the time that I wanted for them. So what I've discovered is if you don't have a huge ads budget, that doesn't mean that you cannot get great results. All you have to do is put some time somewhere else. So you make a choice. Do I have a big ads budget or do I have some time and a little ads budget? And when you put your time on your Facebook page, the results can be huge because what you're doing is building community and you're interacting with people. And people say, it's my Facebook page and Facebook just is out to get me and the algorithm and there's no reach and there's no organic anymore. And I kind of go, wah, 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 because if you know what to do, you can actually get Facebook on your side so that they're working with you. And then you don't need a huge ad budget to affect and get the results that you want. So I look at my Facebook page differently. I look at it as a place to build a community, to start my conversation. People aren't going to go really deep and personal with me on my Facebook page, but they will open the door so that I can get into a private message conversation, get them into my group, get them onto my email list, or get them onto a phone call where the conversation goes deeper. But otherwise, how do they even know that you exist or that you're interested in what it is their problem is that you can solve for them? You can't just go up to somebody and ask them to, go steady on the first date. You've got to nurture the relationship.
Yes, I love that. And by the way, if you see me not looking at you, it's only because I'm looking at my phone to share this as well and to watch comments. So I am totally listening. I love that. And I think it is important to know that, while you can spend, $20,000 or $100,000 a month on ads, and by the way, you can do that and have them not work or do that and have them work really well and everything in between, but it's not mandatory. And so it's always good to know what all of your options are. And so I love that you're helping people really at any level and at any budget. And by the way, even if you are spending that kind of money, don't you also want the free organic unpaid leads? I definitely do. So
sure.
I love this. Let's talk about where does this go wrong? Like, so if it's so easy, then why are a lot of entrepreneurs struggling and working and spending a lot of time on it, but not seeing it really come together?
Sure. The biggest mistake I see people make on their Facebook pages is they think this is my business page, and so all I should do is talk about my business. I must be serious. I must have my business attire on, and I have to post to get people to my website. I have to post my offers. I have to post promotional. That's the biggest mistake people make on their Facebook pages, because if I like your page and all I see is serious and promotional things, I'm going to get pretty bored pretty quick, and it's not going to take me long before I'm just scrolling past your posts in the newsfeed. If I do that long enough, Facebook will learn that I'm not interested in what you're posting, and then they will stop showing me your posts. That's how the algorithm works. It's very much like one of those frequent shopper programs where you go and you buy Kleenex brand Kleenex every week, and after a while you start seeing offers from the grocery store. If you haven't been in there for a little while, you'll get an offer on your app from the store to come back and buy something that you've bought before that they figure you might be out of. That's pretty much how the algorithm works, is if you are not liking, commenting, and sharing on a business page's post, eventually, usually about within 7 days, Facebook will say, well, that post isn't interesting. So from that, they extrapolate that that page isn't interesting. And now those posts are not getting seen by people because Facebook, there's a lot of people on Facebook, and Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook. Now, they found last year, they did some surveys, and they discovered last year that there was more people than ever on Facebook, but the time that they were spending on Facebook was very passive. And when they were passive, they weren't having as much fun, and that they were identifying other social channels as being more fun to be on than Facebook. So Facebook said, wait a minute, that's not good. We want people to not just be passively watching a video. We want them to be clicking like, we want them to be commenting, and we want them to be sharing so that they will stay and have a really good experience and have a warm, happy feeling about Facebook, so they'll want to come back. So as page owners, that's our job. If we can do that, Facebook loves us. And I've seen people have reach, 2-3 times the size of their page just by organically posting the right content.
I love that. And I remember you saying this to me one time when we were just chatting amongst ourselves about, don't just post business. And it's really funny because I think I'm known for being kind of loose, and I always try to be fun, and I'm not particularly uptight or formal. And yet I notice myself making this mistake where I share a lot of stuff on my personal page that just gets completely left off my business page. So even I have to raise my hand and say, oopsie, I'm really making that mistake. And so knowing that we don't want to be all buttoned up and all completely business 100% of the time, and knowing the second point you just made, which is that we really need to engage people quickly in that first 7 days to not get lost in the Facebook algorithm, which is a little unforgiving, but I always say it's their rules. Don't argue with them. They're just going to beat your head against a wall. So
that's right.
Let's make it easy. So what would be a great first step to kind of get this back on track for everybody watching? And by the way, thank you everybody watching. We appreciate you. If you'd be so kind to comment, let us know what you're digging. Let us know if you have questions, because I will share them with Sherri-Lee and see if she can answer them. Third thing is, if you'd be kind enough to share this, it gives us a little more visibility. And that's what we're talking about today. We're modeling it and teaching it all at the same time. So we thank you so much for that. So what's a great first step to re-engage and get on track here?
So if your Facebook page has been a little quiet and you're posting, only occasionally, once or twice a week, and your posts are predominantly about your business or yourself, a couple of things I want you to do. First, I want you to start posting every day, minimally. Do not miss one day. This algorithm runs on a 7-day cycle, but if you have one day where there's not a post out on your page and nobody interacts with a post because there isn't a post, Facebook still sees that as your page being uninteresting. So do not miss a day, post every day. And then the next thing is, a lot of people go, oh my God, post every day. That's so hard. How am I going to come up with content?
Yes.
Focus more on looking at this as an opportunity to get to know people. And I look at my page as market research. So when I'm stuck, I don't have something I'm promoting. I don't necessarily want to drive somebody to my Facebook or my website or my group. I might then ask a question that is a shared common bond between me and my ideal client. So I'm a mom. Quite often the question will be around, something to do with moms. What that does is it gets moms to reply. And then when they reply, they're going to see my next post and my next post and my next post. I want to make it easy for them to reply. I want to make it so that they can do it very quickly without having to, make a big commitment, just a simple yes or no, or select an option, or even use a GIF or an emoji. At least I'm getting them to interact, and they're getting something in their brain where they remember me. So I need to have a lot of those touch points before they see something promotional. So it might be, if you're a mom in summer holidays, we're 2 weeks into summer holidays, how are you doing with your kids at home all day? That's such a popular topic. If your business serves moms, they're going to see that. All it takes is a couple to see it before the snowball starts rolling down the hill, and more and more and more people will be seeing it. And you get a few people to comment, and then and Facebook goes, oh, that's interesting. and they start throwing it into more people's news feeds that like your page. And now you start getting way more connections. And these kind of questions, a lot of people, I've actually had people say, well, these are silly questions. They're not silly. I am learning about my audience, right? Like they're telling me, I'm not getting any work done. Okay, well, maybe I could do a Facebook Live around how to get work done when your kids are home from summer holidays, on summer holidays, right? Maybe I could offer a tip to how to maintain your productivity over the summer. And as a mom who homeschooled my kids were always home. If I don't have some tips on how to be productive when your kids are home, then I'm not I need to think a little deeper, because I managed to grow a business while they were always home. So maybe I could do that, and then I'm building a connection, and then maybe I want to give them an opportunity to say what their business is. Now I'm getting another connection, and you see how it just kind of keeps snowballing, and I'm using just a simple question on Facebook as a way to learn about them and for them to know about me.
Richard House was asking about the comments and like, is that what Facebook really wants to see? And I think it's both, right? It's like when you're asking a question, you're doing it to learn more and connect with your audience, but it's also helping you with the Facebook algorithm, right?
Right. So Facebook tracks likes, comments, and shares as part of the algorithm. Likes are the easiest action for people to give. It doesn't really require them to even slow down in the newsfeed very much. They can click like and scroll on by. So Facebook gives it the lowest value. Comments, they have to stop. They have to write something. So that's considered the second highest value. And shares have got the highest value. So because it's like an endorsement, people have to stop, they have to click share, they have to write something of their own thoughts about it. It's like an endorsement of you to their friends and family. So Facebook ranks those three in that order. There's other things that they're checking in the algorithm as well, but those three are things we can affect. Now you can't, Facebook's got rules. You can't say, share this to your friends to be entered in a contest. That will break Facebook's rules. You can't ask them to tag friends in your comments, because that will break Facebook's rules. But, there's ways around these things. The way you worded it when you said to people, if you would share, I mean, that's so simple. I say to people, if you'd like to share this, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's no requirement there. I'm not violating Facebook's rules. If you know a friend who needs to hear this message, let them know. I bet you know a friend who needs to hear this. They'll spontaneously tag somebody. I'm not asking them to tag them, right? I'm not making it a requirement. So I want to really focus 80% of my content to be interactive, that will be focused on getting likes, comments, and shares on my Facebook page, because that feeds Facebook, gives Facebook what it wants, and allows Facebook to show those posts to more and more people. And then only 20% of the time do I want to be promotional. So that's about 4 out of every 5 posts are intended to be interactive, engaging, where you get to learn about your audience and you give them simple and easy ways to respond to your posts. And then 1 out of every 5 posts would be promotional. What you'll see is those 4 posts will bolster up your engagement, so that when you do something promotional, there's way more people present to see it. Now, if your promotional post takes people off of Facebook, Facebook will automatically lower your reach on that, because they want to keep people on Facebook. So those are the good posts to boost or to run an ad to supercharge those results. But we kind of get around that automatic lessening of reach by bolstering up our engagement beforehand, because it is just a computer algorithm. It doesn't think, right? So it just goes, well, this page is really interesting. I'm going to show this post to a lot of people. And then later on it goes, oh, there's a link there. Maybe I'll pull back on that. So it's not like a constant thing. We can get around it.
So we kind of need to mess with its head just a little bit.
I love playing games with it. I turn it into a game. In fact, one of my most popular programs is a game where I teach people how to grow their page and engage with their audience. And I just did it like a complete game. I did a game card. I did the whole thing. And it was so much fun to put together. And people have loved it, because instead of being, gnashing your teeth in frustration and annoyance, they're just having fun with it, and they're seeing results.
I love that. And what a great way to look at it. It's an algorithm. It's not like there's some person watching all of your content making value judgments. So, don't take it too heavily, but take it seriously, like play with it in the way that works, which is what you're letting us know. So I've been, taking notes and popping some of the tips up on the screen for everybody watching. Don't always be business only. Post daily, ask questions. That's a great simple tip everyone can do. I love doing that for the same reason, is that you really learn. Like, I've met a lot of new people by asking my tribe, like, oh, who's great at blah, blah, blah. Who's your favorite, podcaster, or what new podcast should I listen to? If you ask genuine questions that you actually care about, I think people can feel it, and you will learn really fun things from your community. We've got 4 out of 5 posts should be that engagement style post. Excuse me, again, priming that pump. And then you said 1 out of every 5 then could be promotional. And that way we're kind of playing, we're sneaking around and confusing the algorithm so that it's giving us the most visibility, which is what we're talking about. So is there another great tip in terms of engagement? If we're posting every day, we're kind of throttling the kinds of posts. How do we then start turning that?
So another thing that Facebook really loves for us to do is to reply to comments that people make. So when we ask a question, and it's a question that's structured so that it's easy for people to answer, and they answer it and we don't reply, it's kind of like asking somebody over coffee, how's your day going, and then putting a newspaper up between the two of them while you read the newspaper while they're answering. Because people are going to go, well, she doesn't really care about my answer. Why would I take time to answer? So if we don't reply to every comment, and there's some that you just cannot reply to. Some of these questions might be nice and simple and you can't find a reply to it. So you're going to reply to as many as you possibly can interactively, as if you were having a face-to-face conversation with these people. And remember that people aren't going to bare their soul to you on their Facebook page. They interact and they share and they comment on things that is going to make them look and feel good to their audience and to themselves. They're looking to have some fun. But that's when, after we've commented, we could now private message them as our page to their profile. And that's the only time we can actually private message them, is if we can get them to comment on a post, then we can send them a message. And Facebook includes the context of the post. So when they get this message from your page, they actually get the post included in the message so they can remember what it is they were interacting with. So they have a context for why you're sending them a message all of a sudden. And that's where you can take the conversation deeper. That's where you can dig a little bit deeper and ask them questions to get more information from them. That's where we can start turning them into clients and customers, getting them from that conversation on Messenger to a phone conversation or a Zoom conversation, or even offering them a program. I have had such success getting into these private conversations and really genuinely showing them that I care, that they're asking me, how can you help me? And it's not about selling anymore. I hate selling, typically.
Yeah.
I've gone through so many sales programs and I'm like, oh, there's got to be something wrong with me that I'm not hitting these sales out of the ballpark following this formula they taught me. And I feel so pushy and inauthentic, and like not showing how much I care about the person in those formulas. So now I've just abandoned a sales formula and gone to, how much heart can I show you? How can I care about you and help you solve your problems? Because that ends up with people saying, oh, I'd like you to help me. And that is so much more.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday when I was sharing about how to close the room. I was saying that a lot of times people will avoid making offers from the stage or from the front of the room because we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be salesy. We kind of freak out. And then sometimes we don't do anything at all. Yeah. And so somewhere in the middle is a comfortable way, much like you're sharing here on Facebook, where you can really let people come to you, activate them with your content. But then that's the joy of one-to-many sales from a stage or here on a Facebook platform, where you can activate and treat people with care, seek to serve them first, they come towards you. You say, would you like some suggestions? If I can help you, if I think I can help you, would you like a suggestion, as to how to get started? You can get permission-based, marketing, permission-based sales conversations where you're not spamming people. You're not just going on Facebook and all day instant messaging people. I have tons of those in my spam. You probably do too. My LinkedIn messages are 100% people I have never met, who have never said a word to me, I have no connection with, trying to sell me stuff in their first message or get me on a strategy session. When I have not raised my hand, I haven't expressed a lick of interest in anything they're talking about. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? So here is a completely different way where you're connecting from a service-based place. You're activating people. You're saying, hey, if I can be of service. I do have a quick practical question. When you're saying that you can reply and it includes the conversation, but it's in private message, how do you, I don't actually think I know how that works.
So if you go to your business page, you don't have to do anything to set it up. Just go to your business page, go to a post. Somebody has commented on your post. Under their comment, you'll see like, comment, or message, I believe it says. Oh. And you should be able to click message, and that will send them a message that includes the post that they replied to.
I have never ever noticed that. I'm kind of curious. Let me know in the comments if I am alone in this, or if this is a news flash for more than just me. I am super curious, and I do see other questions popping up. And if Sherri-Lee has a few more minutes, we'll field some questions, because I know we're getting tons of great content. Sure. Pop in here, but am I alone in this? This is news. Okay,
I would be surprised if you're alone in it. Most people say that to me.
Oh yeah, so I'm queen of typos. So yeah, just if you get something from me, then it has a typo. That's how you know it's from me. That's how you know it's a real message from Kristin Thompson. Okay, so I'm going to scroll. Okay, this is new to me. Yeah, a bunch of people saying, okay, I've never heard this tip before. So on your business page, you post something, someone comments. One of your options is not just to reply, which you do want to do, right? You want to reply because that's good for the algorithm, but you can also message the person and say, hey, Kristin, that's a great question. Would you like some support around that? Or I hear what you're struggling with. I help people fix this all the time. Would you like to see how we could, whip this into shape for you? Then you're doing it actually based on an actual need and someone who you're connected with, right?
Yeah.
I love this. So would you want to make sure that you share, or should I share with you some of the questions popping in?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So Lisa, my good friend Lisa, is asking, is posting a tip every day a good idea, or should you mix it up? I know before you were saying don't be business only, but I guess maybe that's also another way of asking, should we be posting more than once a day?
You certainly can. I often post more than once a day on my page. I have, things that go out every morning at about 7 a.m. And then during the course of the day, I'll either see something I want to share from somebody else, or I'll find something else that I want to talk about, or something will come up. And you can post more than once. There's not too much, really. Yes. I have never heard of too much posting where somebody has done that. Now, most people are afraid of posting too much because they don't want to annoy people, and really that doesn't happen. You need to probably be 100 times more annoying than you really think you are before people will think you're annoying.
That is so true.
I've learned this recently. People need way more touch points with you. People need way more connection with you. And for the most part, it's not going to be the same people seeing every single post anyways. And if your posts are interesting and about the reader, not about you, they're never going to get tired of it. They're going to start looking for your posts because they're so much fun to participate in.
What a great tip. I love what you're saying. So you can't really post too much. This is true with emails, really any kind of marketing, even with speaking. You can't speak too much when people say, well, I already gave that talk. Yeah, but everybody in the world hasn't seen it yet. Newsflash. Go give it again to a new audience, right? Yeah. And I've had people come and see my same talk and buy my program again. happily, knowingly, and say, I know I've seen this talk before, but you know what? You reminded me how great it is. I want to buy it because I know you've got that new bonus. I don't even care. Just let me back in. You know, people need to hear your message, A, way more than you imagine. And B, when you're not self-focused, when you're asking questions about them, when you're saying, here's an idea that you could implement that might help you, that's way more interesting than saying, me, you know, look at me, the me monster, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lisa. That's a great tip.
And I'm going to add on to that we should be looking for variety. There's a bunch of different types of posts we can do, right? We can do a post with an image. We can do a live video. We can do a video. We can just do a plain text-based post. You could do an emoji poll. You could do a multiple choice question post. You know, you could do post a GIF question. There's so many different types. You don't want to just be posting the same type of post every single time. The variety is important.
That is a good tip. Okay, so variety. So we've got, I'm typing it into the comments to help people. So we had emojis, you could go live. Do lives have any more weight than other things or no?
Oh, for sure. Facebook prefers lives over everything. Yeah, Facebook Lives. If you can create a regular weekly Facebook Live show that happens every week at the same time, tremendous things can happen. I have a client who has been doing Facebook Lives almost 2 years now. And in the first year, I didn't know her, and she was going live every week at the same time on the same day, and really wasn't getting much leverage out of it. And then we started working together, and we created actually a funnel to collect email addresses for people who wanted to be notified that she was going live. This whole thing has blown me away in so many ways, because here she is going live on a Facebook page, so she doesn't really, nobody needs to opt in for this. It's not gated in any way. Everybody can have access to it. And yet she's added over 1,400 email addresses this year at incredibly low cost for her Facebook ads, because people just want to know in advance that she's going live. And she's gone from, you know, having a page now that's got about 16,000 people in it. I think she had about 4,000 when we started working together. She's now at 16,000 people. And the video view audience, so the audience of people who have watched all of her videos or parts of her videos for the last year, is up over 120,000.
Wow.
So that's powerful retargeting, that she can now retarget those people in offers, and they go, I actually know her because I've watched her videos, I've interacted with her, I've talked to her, I get her emails now. They're so responsive to her programs. It's been phenomenal for her business.
I love it, love it, love it. And we're modeling it, right? Because we're doing one right now. We've been going live every day. So I'm sort of accidentally on purpose falling into all of this. I love that. And it is important to think about the kind of leads, you know, that you get. So if you just run an ad to a cold audience, it's, at least for business, depends on your niche, but for business folks like myself, it has become extremely expensive to buy a lead. But that's very different than doing a live and maybe promoting that video or basing your ads off that audience, where it's much warmer. They're much more likely to convert. They're much more likely to buy something from you. So, you know, a smaller pool of people that are warmer are more valuable than a big pool of strangers who really don't give two bleeps, you know, about you. And I know that from the speaking world, the same thing is true. If you go give a talk and you opt people in from your live talk, even if there's only, you know, 100 people in the room or 20 people in the room, and you collect leads, which I always teach you to do every single time, that small group of people will be so much more valuable to your list and to your business. When I started out, I had a list of under 1,000 people, but all of them were from talks. That was the only thing I'd ever done, was given live talks. So I could sell, you know, 20 people into a course, which at that time was very, very exciting and a lot of revenue for me. With a list that was this tiny. Why? Well, all of those people had heard me speak, so they had a personal connection. And that's what you're really teaching virtually, Sherri-Lee, is that same strategy. If someone sees you live and they're digging it, then they dig your content, then that is way more valuable to your list than 100 people who are like, oh, ad for a free gift. Yeah, okay,
Sure.
I'll opt out of it tomorrow.
Yeah, they opt in and they take your free gift and then they opt out. They don't have any connection. And that's still a viable way of growing your email list. I mean, I still have people who do that, but there's a different strategy then, because you still have to nurture those people. They don't know you. Yeah. And how do you get them to open your emails when they don't know you? Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I get way too many emails every day and I do not need another newsletter. So this strategy is all about using the free social platform of Facebook to build relationships and get in front of people so that it's warm people that are opting in, that are choosing to stay connected with you on multiple ways. And that brings a whole nother depth. You know, it's quality over quantity.
I love this. So as we wrap up, and I'll just remind people that if you have not yet, in the comments, I put the link to sign up for this series. And while obviously you can stumble on this and just watch it without having opted in, the reason why is that you'll be able to get this recording. Like Sherri-Lee has been sharing so many tips. I'm going to watch it again. You definitely are going to want to watch it again so that you can implement them. None of this does you any good if it stays up here. So you want to actually activate. I've been interviewing this week, and I will next, have also very generously been kind enough to contribute a special gift. So there are additional bonuses kind of behind the scenes here that you get access to, and it's all for free. So there's really no reason not to hop in and grab them. Do you want to share a little bit about what people are going to get in your gift, Sherri-Lee, so that they understand kind of how to use that going forward?
Sure. So this gift is four places or four things on your Facebook page that you really want to look at and analyze and make sure are optimized in order to make your page really attract your ideal clients to you. So there's four key pieces that a lot of people, Facebook walks you through setting these up as you're creating your Facebook page, and a lot of people don't really think about them again after it's done. But there's some incredible value here that you can use in a way that will make your page stand out in the newsfeed, will make people aware of your page, and will speak to your audience, that will let them know about what you do and who you are and the results that you achieve for your clients, will make them want to come and like your page. So if we don't use these four pieces and keep them up to date and keep checking on them regularly, we're missing a really valuable free opportunity that Facebook is giving us. And I created this because I see that this is something a lot of people are missing, and it's so easy to do this. It's not hard at all, and it's a simple opt-in too.
I love that. Yeah, I think I always say don't overlook the really simple, easy tips. Like sometimes we go, wow, that sounds super easy. Yeah, well then make sure you're actually doing it and doing it the right way. Sometimes naming something improperly can really stumble your results, or where something is placed, or something key that's missing on your page. I know in speaking, there's some really simple things that affect results massively. One of which is if you're at a live event and you only have 45 minutes and your talk is now going an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, you're losing sales every minute that you're going over. Now, that's not complicated, but boy, does that affect your results. So definitely make sure that you, have actually enrolled in this series. Again, the link is in the comments. Get in there and you'll see, if you scroll down, you'll see a big orange bar, bright orange. It says all bonuses. And Sherri-Lee's gift is in there. It's going to be the perfect complement to everything that she's shared today. You definitely want to make sure that you grab it and that you watch this replay. It'll be up by tomorrow. It takes a little bit of time to convert it, but we'll pop it in into the webpage as well, so you can rewatch this. Make sure you implement everything. And more than anything else, I hope that you got Sherri-Lee's great tip at the beginning of this, which is keep it fun. Don't make the visibility getting feel heavy and time consuming, because it does not need to be. What you do want to do is just find simple ways of integrating a little more visibility into your everyday. Get on stages strategically to sell your products and programs. Be using Facebook daily to have that visibility in between those big pops. You want to be staying visible online. It also, think about how your page could get you more invitations to speak, right? To be on a podcast, to be invited to be on somebody's stage. Anytime you raise your visibility, you raise the invitations that you're going to be getting to stay more visible. So Absolutely. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know, a wheel of momentum that just keeps going to your benefit.
Yeah. And I'm going to add one more tip that I want to tell you all, because I want you all to go and run off and start implementing all these things we talked about. However, if you post on your page and you are less than thrilled with your results, or you're a little disappointed that it doesn't just explode immediately, please don't take it personally. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So post today, and if it doesn't take off the way you think it will, look at it, analyze it, and then go, what's next? It is not a reflection on you, on your page, on your business in any way. It's just what's next. Keep moving on. We all have posts that just flatline and don't work. It's just the nature of the beast. We aren't always going to be, in alignment 100%. And I see a lot of people do it and then get discouraged and go, oh, what's the point? I'm not even going to bother. Throw that attitude away and just go, what's next? What am I going to do next? What will I post about tomorrow? What can I try tomorrow that will bring a different result? What could I ask tomorrow that would be more inspiring for my audience to answer? How can I show tomorrow that I care even more than I did today? It's just all market research.
I love that. Resilience is so important. And no matter what you're doing, whether you're speaking or you're on Facebook or you're doing something on LinkedIn, it's not all home runs all the time. I say that constantly. And we talk about this at the Rise a lot, that, if you're expecting just to win 100% of the time, you're going to be disappointed. So not to take things too heavily, just to look at it, like you said, kind of, I always say, zoom out, like depersonalize it, zoom out and just look at it. Some days you might not even know why the post didn't hit, and that's okay. And other days you're going to post, like I know sometimes I'll post something weird that I don't even think matters, and then everybody's interested and I go, oh, well, I didn't expect that. But that comes from consistency. So never give up, be consistent, have fun, get Sherri-Lee's help, on your Facebook page. Come join us at the Rise to get help with your speaking. Do all of this with a spirit of service. No matter how you're getting visible, you're going to feel good on the inside, you're going to sleep well at night, and you're going to create that loyal following of fans and clients who appreciate the way that you show up every day. And on that note, I want to thank you, Sherri-Lee, for how you showed up today. What amazing tips. Very powerful, but easy for everybody to implement. So put this into action. Do meet us back here live on Monday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. I will have my friend Kristin Daves with me, and she's going to be talking about do-it-yourself publicity and media. Much like everything that Sherri-Lee shared today, you're going to find these tips really simple, pretty quick to implement, and goodness gracious, if you get one yes in the area of media and publicity, boom, tons of visibility. And then imagine, guess what? Put that on your Facebook page. See what we're talking about? It's all synergistic. It's coming to you live on Monday. Until then, have an amazing weekend. We'll see you back here soon, and be sure to log into the Highly Visible Entrepreneur site this weekend to be enjoying all of those bonus gifts, templates, tricks, and tips. Be sure to get Sherri's Facebook 4 keys that you can implement to get more clients from your page, and we'll see you back here real soon. Keep on rocking and stay visible.